Hello everyone and welcome back to some Forza Horizon 5. Welcome to another video where you guys have sent some tunes over for me to try out in today's video. And that's exactly what's going to happen. I'm going to take a look at some of the tunes that you guys have sent over on the Discord. And I'm going to try them out on some random cars, on whatever it is that you guys have sent over. Two tunes have been chosen for today's video. And I'm kind of excited to try at least one of them, because one of them is very interesting. It's a car that I haven't really taken too much time in considering and driving quick in this game, but someone has made a tune for it. And it's the perfect chance for me to, first of all, find out what this car is like, and second of all, give it a good old trashing on a very special track, the Golden Tollgate. Now, there's actually a competition going on where you guys send over your runs on the Golden Tollgate, and I get to kind of consider you guys for getting all the credits in my account. Basically, maxing out your account with credits. And the way this is going to work is going to be through the auction house. We'll figure this out during a stream later on. But for right now, all you need to know is today is the final day of the first leg. The final day. So as you're watching this video on the 10th of June, send over your clips. Go, if you don't know what's happening, by the way, if you don't know what is going on, go and check the first link in the description box down below. There will be a video there where you guys can learn about this competition that I'm doing and how it's going to work. So that's pretty much it. Go check that video out. Also go to the Discord, because that's where you need to send the tunes, and that is also down in the description box below. But basically, I'm holding the competition, and it's going to be 4 different legs. Obviously, the further we get into the actual competition itself, the less people will be taking part, because they will be getting eliminated, because there's going to be faster people than them. So that's pretty much how this works. So today is the final day, like I said, June 10th. As soon as my clock reaches the 11th, I'm not going to be accepting any more submissions for S1, and then we'll obviously move on to the next leg after I review all of the runs and everything, and after I make a video on it. And yeah, that is pretty much it. So, like I said, if you want to take part in that, do so. I'm sorry for the long intros, especially now, whilst this competition is going on, but I have to do them because I need to let people know what's happening. So, like I said, I'm going to start off with a tune for the Golden Tollgate, just because of that. And also, it's an S1 tune, which is good, because that's exactly what the competition is like. So this guy sent over a TVR Griffith in S1. I'm pretty sure I've never driven this car in this game. Have I? The Griffith? I have. I have driven this thing. Why has it got all... It's got off-road tires, and it's got all-wheel drive. I don't remember driving this thing. I don't even know what this thing is built. Well, it's probably built for rally racing since it's built like this, but... It's very strange, because I don't remember ever building this thing. Maybe someone sent me a tune on this car? I don't even know. It's definitely been a long time anyway since I've seen this car out of my inventory. Yeah, definitely someone has sent me a tune for it, because I can't change the tune that's on it. I don't know what's happening here. But, like I said, someone sent a tune for this thing, and it's for the Golden Tollgate, so this is perfect. Like, if you guys don't have a car to use, maybe you can use this one. So, 136 936 243. Let's see. Golden Tollgate, racing suspension, slick tire compounds. It's left as rear wheel drive. It has slightly less power, 512, but obviously it has better tires, so it makes sense. Probably the aero is still there. My handling on road obviously will end up going up, because it's not on those off-road tires. Interesting stuff. Interesting stuff. I like that it's still rear wheel drive. So we'll see if this thing can now do well. Yeah, like I said, this is just a car that I've never really ended up driving at all. It seems good. The front end seems nice and light. I love the shape of these, man. They look so good. All TVRs, I feel like they look really good. This is nice. It already feels nice. It feels a little slow though, doesn't it? Or is that just me? Grip is there. Grip is very good. Okay, so what I'm going to do first of all is I'm going to change the sim steering, because that helps out a little bit. And we're going to hop on the track, and I'm going to do a run. I want to see what the... wait, that's the wrong thing. I want to see what the... what am I clicking on? Event Lab. I'm an idiot. I want to see how many runs people have done on this, just because of... there's 129,000 runs on this. I wonder, right? I wonder, when I first started this, how many plays that this had. So when I started this competition on... when was it? It was on the 1st, basically, because I usually give people like 10 days to do it. how many plays this had. It's probably similar, but I think from us just doing this competition, we might have added like 1,000 plays to it or something. Seriously, I just feel like we have. There's more and more people the closer we get to the deadline that are sending over their times. Like at first when I was like doing the competition thing, and I was like, I realized that there's like maybe like 2 or 3 people that ended up sending their tunes over. We basically averaged like 1 a day, and then since then we just like it's just started to jump. But it's definitely because of the fact that that we're getting closer. Okay, that's a lot of spin on. That's a lot of wheel spin on this wooden trail thing, whatever this run up bit that we need to get before we get to the track. I hate this thing as well, as much as everybody else, but with the throttle control, and it should fix that. Okay, what are brakes like? Brakes are okay. Okay, turns in nicely. It turns in quite nicely. It is right-hand drive as well, so I need to be careful. If you don't drive right-hand drive for a long time in this game, because the majority of the cars are left-hand drive, but if you don't drive right-hand drive for a long time in this game, you'll end up feeling like it's very like foreign thing. I don't know why. It's just a very weird thing. Well, in real life, I drive right-hand drive, but it's just, I mean, like in the game, especially when you're racing and stuff like that, like getting close to walls is just a little off. It's just a little weird. Okay, see what I mean? That's exactly what I meant. I can't believe I said it and it happened. Oh my god, bro. I cannot believe I said that and it just happened. Because the fact that this is right-hand drive, I feel like I can get closer to the left wall, but I can't because there's the whole rest of the car is there. Okay. Alright, let's see what it's like. Yeah, it just feels a little slow. It feels like a little underpowered, I don't know why. It feels like an A-class car more than a S1 car. I don't know. Diff setup is good. Yeah, diff setup is good. I can keep my speed up mostly around these corners. I mean, after driving the Viper, well, I didn't drive it recently, but after driving the Viper again, a little while ago, so I was trying to see if sub 4 minutes is possible in it, and it is, and I smoked the sub 4 minutes. We'll see how close this thing gets to the Viper. So in S1, your car should be able to do sub 4 minutes. I love how before when we were testing out cars and stuff like that you guys have sent me, like tunes that you sent over, there's always like, you know, a leaderboard over on the Discord if you want to check that out. But the S1 cars were never able to do sub 4 minutes. It was always just over 4 minutes. The thing is though that it's always tunes that you guys have sent me, so it's not like meta tunes, it's not tunes that I've made or whatever, so some of them may be bad. But yeah, I ended up building my own Viper and trying it out, because obviously the Viper that someone ended up building me on the Discord, and probably my poor driving at the time whenever I was driving it, I only did like a 4 minute and like 10 seconds or something like that. Maybe a little bit quicker, but that's slow if you think about it. Like, think the amount of time that I saved just using my own Viper tune. Like, I ended up getting sub 4 minutes. That's like 4:58 or something like that, or 3:58. Sorry, not 4:58. Okay, here's the big decider here. To the right. Oh my god. That is very, very sketchy in a right-hand drive car. Little loft there, that's okay. I actually tried to do like a couple of runs. Oh, there it is. I was gonna say, I usually try to do a couple of runs, because I will end up messing up on the first run that I take this thing down on. So I have to figure out what it's like on most of these corners, you know, like when I need to start braking and stuff like that, when I need to start turning in. Because not every car is the same. So I can do well in the Viper, but in this car it's a little different, you know. It's safe to say I won't be getting sub 4 minutes with this car. Maybe, if I drive better. Maybe. But so far I've made one massive mistake, obviously, just crashing into the wall and having to reverse. Okay, stop sliding now. What did I slid? I came back. Alright, 416 to start it off. Very, very slow. Very, very, very slow. First of all, it feels a little underpowered. I feel like I obviously wasted a lot of time just crashing into that wall. I'm gonna try it again. I'm gonna do one more run and see if I can do any better. Like I said before I send it, sorry, not before I send the tunes over, but before I finish off with the tune itself, I always like to give it a couple of runs, just because I need to see what it's like. You know what I mean? I need to actually break it in first and have a good look and see what it's like before I actually take it out properly. So now I know what it's like. I vaguely know what I need to do for every corner. Well, not for every corner, but like some of them are like just easy, but like the harder corners, I kind of know what I need to do. Like here, I'm gonna stay in third instead of changing that to second. That's exactly why. It's just much easier to put the power down. Here, brake early, try to get as close to that inside wall as possible. Here in fourth. See, like it's just so much smoother than before. Here, like this. Slight tap of the brakes, pull the front in, and then just floor it all the way out of the corner. Like I don't know if you guys want to see this entire run again, so I'm not going to show it to you. I will, however, show you the third-person perspective of the run, as I usually do, because some people like to see the car from the outside, which is perfectly fine. I just prefer driving from the cockpit view whenever I'm racing on this track, because I just feel like more comfortable, and I feel a little bit more accurate with my driving, a little bit better precision. That little tap is fine, it hasn't affected my run whatsoever. Just a scratch. Alright, anyway, I'll see you guys once this is finished. I was about to say I'll show you guys, but I said I'll see you guys. So I'll just see you guys when this is done. Well, it's significantly faster than before. 408. Yeah, I could do better, slightly. I think there's a couple of places where I made mistakes. Sure, you'll see now as well, where I made the mistakes. Yeah, that wasn't the same run, by the way, as the one that I just stopped talking in. But it's slightly different. Yeah, I made one mistake, like, that would probably cost me maybe like a second. Again, I don't keep doing these runs up until I get like a really good time. If I make like one mistake or whatever, it's fine, I'll keep it. I always try to give these runs 2 full runs from start to finish. If I make a mistake obviously in between, then I'll try to do it. Like if I make a mistake where it like stops me dead in my tracks, if I like scratch off the wall or if I crash off the wall but I continue to go with the same or very, very similar speed, then I'll keep the run, you know? Like there's no point in me restarting it. Yeah, it may not be the cleanest looking run, but yeah, it doesn't really matter. It's a good car. I can definitely drive a lot better than the way I've driven here. I think 4 is definitely possible. Like 4 dead is definitely possible with this thing. There's areas where I can definitely improve and I can drive a little bit quicker. The tune itself is actually very easy to manage. Super easy to control. Lots of downforce, lots of grip. I can't really fault it. I can't really say that it's bad or whatever. It just feels a little slow. It just feels like the power isn't there. Like when I'm trying to accelerate, like here. As soon as I'm accelerating up to wherever I need to brake, to the braking point, it just feels a little slow. And same with here at this point. Like it just feels like an A-class car when I'm accelerating. I don't know why. Maybe a little bit faster than an A-class car, but like it just doesn't feel incredibly fast. Again, it's S1, so it it should be quick, but it just doesn't feel like it. Maybe it's just the car itself. Like it's just the way it's built. Or sorry, not the way it's built, but see, that is the mistake that I made. Which pretty much didn't hinder me too much at all, because I just had to slow down anyways, and the wall basically kind of helped me a little bit. But yeah, the car itself seems fine. Like I said, maybe a little bit underpowered, but I don't think it's the tune itself. I think it's just the way the car is itself, if that makes sense. So like obviously we'll have some other cars that have slightly better aero or whatever. I don't know. All right, it's not all the stats aren't going to be completely the same. Like if I get an S1900 like Ferrari versus an S1900 TVR, even if I put the exact same modifications on them, one of them is going to have different power figures to the other one, and then the other one's going to have different weight figures to this one. So it's all power to weight. That kind of changes a little bit, and this car just seems a little sluggish, just a little bit. I don't know why exactly, because I haven't really looked at the stock power figures and the weight of this thing versus the completely built one that he sent me. But I do like the car. I think the car drives well. Like I said, I think it's easy to get 4 minutes flat with it. Not easy, but like it's definitely manageable to get 4 minute flat with this car. So it's a nice car. I like the build. I think it's very, very good. I don't know what else to say about it. It just feels like it's very stable, I guess. But yeah, we're coming down to the last few corners now anyway, and we'll see what it's like at the very end. Like, see those little like parts where I like clip the guardrail or clip the little wooden like fencing? I mean, that doesn't really affect me at all. It doesn't change the way the car drives at all. Like it'll still end up driving the exact same. See, like maybe for some of the corners I could have gotten on the power a little bit earlier. It's really, really nice for a front-engine rear-wheel drive car. It drives really, really well. The diff setup is set up just nicely. The steering is good as well. It's nice and precise and sharp, but not too much where it'll like end up getting the back end to oversteer. There are some areas where you actually do need a bit of throttle control. Sometimes in third, if you basically have full lock as you're turning. Well, full lock on the controller, I mean. But when you have like basically full lock when you're turning, and if you floor it fully, depending on the speed that you're at, if you're driving a little quicker, then it's fine. If you're driving a little slow, but you're in third, and you floor it, it will end up trying to spin its wheels. It will definitely end up trying to do that. So you do have to be a little bit careful. See, like there at the end, tiniest bit of acceleration, and the back wheels just wanted to slip from underneath me. So it makes sense to have a little bit of a throttle control, especially with the car having 500 and something horsepower going all to the rear wheels. I do like it. It's an enjoyable car to drive. Try it yourselves if you want to use this thing for the competition or whatever. But yeah, okay. Let's move on to something else. Alright, so the next one I want to try out is interesting because of the fact that it's for a very... Cool. Because of the fact that it's for a very odd car, right? This guy made a really good god tier drift tune, he says. And he made it for a 911 GT3 RS. Very weird car to turn into a drift car. A rear-engined rear-wheel drive car. Again, super, super odd setup to turn this 911 GT3 RS into a drift build. I have to get the tune first, actually, because I don't know which 911 GT3 RS he actually ended up building, because he didn't say. Anyway, here's a code for it. Let's try it out. 830 417 230. Right. Okay. Well, there it is. He left it rear-wheel drive still, which is good. I mean, these are nice to drive, like they're easily controllable, and same with oversteering, but I've never built one of these for drifting, I don't think. A 911 is just not a car that I drift. It's just the setup is weird. The setup is just weird. I'm guessing it's this, right? Or is it this one? I'm pretty sure it's this one, right? Because it was the same color as this one. Or maybe I'm stupid. We'll just go on it and see. Because I didn't actually notice what the thing he had. Yeah, it is this one. Okay. It's just weird. So weird. 1,000 horsepower all going to the rear wheels. But again, it's rear wheel drive, so it's gonna act a little strange. Let's put on some really big wheels. I immediately hate the anti-lag. It just doesn't deserve it. Okay. I still don't know what to expect from this guy. Bro, it's so weird. It's so strange. It just feels a little strange to drive. Gotta be honest. A lot of cars with 1,000 horsepower all going to the rear wheels don't feel like this. You put the 4-speed in it? I don't know why you put the 4-speed in it, but I guess that's okay. He only made 4th gear usable on this track. Barely usable, because look, I can't hold that much angle with it. If I try to hold a little bit too much angle, 4th gear just isn't enough. Power to grip is really good though. Power to grip is great on this car though. There it is. There's the thing I was worried about. That back end being too prominent. I want it to come out. And if I push it out too far, it's gone. It just seems like a really fast car. Am I the only one that's seen this? I stayed a little quiet there because I tried to make my mind up on this thing. I can't have a lot of angle. If I push it a bit too far, it'll spin out. I'll push it past the angle that I'm able to save it, pretty much. Like I said, it just feels fast. It feels like it gets to the corners so quickly. Especially for a car that has snow tires on it. The snow tire compound. Yeah, I don't know. The snow tire compound in real life, by the way, is supposed to be a really soft texture, right? It's supposed to be a much softer texture, but I think in this game they got it wrong. Or maybe I'm the one that just sees it that way. I feel like the snow tire compound in this game is stiffer. It's a tougher tire. And I said this before. I said this before in a video, and people were saying to me, "It's like, no, what are you talking about? The slow tire compounds are soft compound. How dare you say it's a hard compound tire?" Not in this game. Not in this game. In this game, it feels like a harder tire, meaning that I can, if I hold my handbrake, I'll be able to slide this thing for absolute days. Especially if you pump the tire pressure up to max on a slow tire compound. It's weird. It's such a weird feeling driving on it. That's why it's very good for drifting. That's why I put it on a lot of different types of cars whenever I build something for drifting. Like, look at how much I can hold it. See, that's where the angle goes. The back end is just too prominent. It just wants to come out. And I can't have too much angle with it. Is it a god drift tune? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. It reminds me so much of mid-engine rear-wheel drive cars, stuff like from Ferrari or the Honda NSX or something like that. It feels very, very similar. Meaning the front end is really, really light because there's not as much weight on it, and the back end just pushes you along. And you get through the corner so quickly. That's exactly what this feels like. It feels the exact same. I don't like that you left it as a 4-speed. I hate it. I hate that actually. It just seems terrible. It seems like I'm forced to like use my handbrake a lot more and slow down a lot more. And for some of these corners, I should be able to just change the 5th and actually be able to take those corners out with like power and just getting through them. But in this case, I just can't. Yeah, I really don't know what to expect from this, or like what I wanted to expect from this guy. That's why I said I never built one of these for drifting. I can oversteer these, no problem. And this seems the same way. Except instead of correcting myself and driving back in a straight line after oversteering, I'm continuously keeping it sideways. Basically, I'm just describing drifting to you. But I'm just describing it in terms of the 911. I'll give you some pointers afterwards when I'm finished. I'll tell you exactly what I like and what I don't like about it. Right, where does the milli points? First of all, I hate your gear ratio setup. I don't like it. I don't like that you only gave it a 4-speed. I know you put the drift transmission, quote unquote, on the thing. I don't like it. I don't like it. Give it a 6-speed. Give it a 6-speed, give it a 7-speed, I don't really care. You can have the same gear ratios from 1st to 4th, just the same as these, but you have an extra gear afterwards. It's just so much better. Don't put a 4-speed in your cars. They're completely pointless to slap on. Especially when you're driving like this. If you've given it to me to drive on a specific track, then that's a different story. Right, that's a different story. I drive a little bit slower, maybe I use 3rd and 4th gear. See, like I can use 3rd for these like nice tighter corners, and it's perfectly fine. But as soon as I have to do some long corners, especially if I'm gonna drift this thing on the kind of S to drift zone, it just ain't it. Second thing, the car itself, I don't think, as beautiful as it is, and as much as I love 911s, it's not a drift car. It's not built for this. This thing is built to attack corners as quickly as possible and drive around them as quickly as possible. Oversteering, super easy with it. I can definitely drift this thing and be very accurate with it. I can't have a lot of angle with it though. I can't compare this to something like I don't even know, like even like a Mustang that I built, like just a normal Mustang, not like the RTR Mustang or anything like that. Just a normal Mustang. I'm pretty sure that can hold a significant amount more angle than this can. What's the actual front to rear weight ballast? Yeah, there you go. So 40% of the weight is on the front wheels, 60% is over the rear end. Like I said, making this thing much more rear heavy. Let me take out a different car. I'll show you guys what I mean by that. I'm trying to think, what do I have? Do I have a Pontiac? Maybe. This thing? Not really. I'm trying to think of something that I have. Why am I Porsche again? I'm trying to think of something that I have that feels Cadillac, actually. I have an interesting one. This one here, right? See the way the front to rear power distribution, or weight distribution, damn it, man. The front to rear weight distribution is almost 50-50. So I've driven this thing before, and again, it's front engine, it's rear wheel drive, it's well balanced, and that's why this car can hold a stupid amount more angle. And I'll show you what I mean exactly by that. I'm not going to do the entire run again, so I'm just going to do a couple of these corners, and I'll show you guys what it's like. And it's not because of the way he built this car, it's just because of the way the car is itself. It's just the way it is. It's not, has nothing to do. And see, like this one seems like so much slower going through corners. So much slower going through these corners. Right, let me get to a nice tighter corner so I can actually show you properly. Am I the only one that seems like the angle of the car? I just feel like it's a bit too close. Anyway, see what I mean? I don't like the gear ratios that I have on this car. I don't know what tune is on this car, but look at the angle that I'm able to hold with this thing. Yeah, what are these gear ratios? Is this my tune? Is this my... This is my tune. What are these gear ratios, bro? Get rid of that. Ah, it's dreadful. Much better. See what I mean? Look how nice and smooth this is. And if you're building something that's rear wheel drive, this is how it should feel. Nice and smooth. Even like the 911 just literally feels like it wants to attack those corners and go as quickly around them as possible, even sideways. And look at the angle that I can hold with this thing, and I can still save it. But it's much, much slower. And again, it's the same sort of stuff. It's the same sort of stuff with this car. Same sort of upgrades. Snow tires. Similar amount of power, about 1,000 horsepower. Power to weight is very, very similar. But the amount of angle that I can hold with this thing is much more impressive. And I can obviously drive it with less angle. But it's all controllable. So by the time I got to the rock, and I'll show you guys that rock. With the 911, I got about 135,000 points. Let's see how many points I'll get with this thing. To the same rock. This rock here, just in front of me. And... basically an extra, what, 12,000 points? And that's the difference. I could just hold more angle with it. I can hold more angle, and it's just easier to drive. So yeah, that's what I think about the 911. It's not your fault, but you wanted to build something out of the 911, which is perfectly fine, but it's just not a drift car. It's just not supposed to be a drift car. But anyway, if you guys enjoyed today's video and you like what you're seeing on the channel, then of course subscribe, because it helps out a lot. Helps me reach my goals, plus it helps you guys get notified whenever I upload a brand new video. And yeah, like I said, if you enjoyed today's video, give it a like. Helps a lot. Helps a lot as well. I'm gonna stop talking before I ruin the entire video just by saying something stupid. But yeah, I'll see you guys later. Oh yeah, also, don't forget the competition thing in the description box below. Go and check that out and take part if you want. Alright, goodbye everybody. Peace out.